So I wanted to thank you for joining me this morning. And I think one thing that's really beautiful about what's happening right now is that we're having the opportunity to connect more in a deeper way and in a different way than we have before. So although we can't be close, we can still be really connected. I feel like I'm talking to more people now and connecting with more people now than I have when we were allowed to hug. So today we're going to be using a strap. So what I brought for a strap today is a towel. If you want to take a minute and go grab a towel. And then I always love blocks. If you have a block or soup cans or a book, something that helps you raise the floor up. Yeah. And then come and take a comfortable seated posture with your eyes closed. My favorite seat is sitting with a block between my heels. But you could also sit with your legs crossed. If you sit with your legs crossed, it's helpful to sit on some pillows so that your hips can be higher than your knees. And create a really long spine. And begin to tune into your breath. Allowing your breath to anchor you into this moment, what's going on right now, not what went on yesterday or what's going to go on tomorrow. And begin to breathe deeply. So as you inhale, you're taking the breath all the way down into your low belly. You're allowing your breath to fill all the way up to your throat. And then as you exhale, you drain the breath in the opposite way. The breath lowers through the chest all the way down, and then the belly draws in and up. This breathing helps calm the mind. We've been working with this breath for a while now. I'm going to add some more details. As you inhale, had a teacher explain it is like a flowering breath. So you want to inhale not just into the front of your belly, but into the base of your pelvis, into your back. It's like the rooting down of the flower that allows the flower to blossom. And then as you exhale, release your air, draw your belly button to the spine. That's like the drawing up into the moment you're in. Do a few rounds of breath like that. Inhale, rooting into whatever moment you find yourself in. Expanding, and then as you exhale, pull your belly in, get taller. With every inhale, feeling yourself expand front, side, back, down. And with every exhale, feel yourself lengthening more towards the sky. As your mind wanders and you notice different sounds around the house or different thoughts or feelings in your body, don't push them away, let them be there. See if you can continue to breathe and expand with whatever is present. Draw your hands together in front of your heart. Maybe rub your hands together, create a little bit of heat. Draw your thumbs up into your heart up into your thumbs, eyes closed. Feel the posture. It has a different frequency to it as you draw your heart and hands together. In a moment, we're going to chant the Anusara invocation. If you don't know it, you can just listen. It's Om Namah Shivaya Gurave, just like I bow down to the teacher that's inside of me and all around me. Satchitananda Mortaye, this teacher has the qualities of ultimate truthfulness, so what's like actually true, what's actually real, what not just what seems really important, but it's like what's really real, what brings us deep knowing when we tap into it. And Ananda, this blissfulness that doesn't change when the circumstances of our life change. Nish Prapanchaya Shantaya, it's always present, this truthfulness, consciousness, and bliss, always present, and it's deeply peaceful. Niralambaya Tejas say it's not dependent on anything, so it will always be there. We always have the ability to tap into this deep truth, this deep knowing, and this blissfulness that can exist always. It always exists. It's just about if we can tap into it, and that's what our practice does. It allows us to tap into that, what's happening right now, finding the bliss that's always present in the now, even when it's messy, even when it's uncomfortable, even when we don't know what's going to happen next. Okay, we'll take 3 breaths first. Take a full breath in and exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath at the top, get more clear, project clarity. Exhale. Last one. Sip a little bit more air in. And out. And we'll tune in. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Mortaye Nish Prapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Eyes be closed, bring your hands down to your lap or your legs. Notice any shifts. And chanting mantra is a great way to switch your nervous system so that you can be more calm. Spotify has a great selection of mantras. If you want to know a mantra, message me. I'll tell you some ones I really love. But I have mantras like playing all day, singing them with my kids, and it's been really helpful. Well, that's so cool. Even though there's no one in the classroom, I have the screen facing me and I see everyone on. Lindsay, Becky, Holly, I can't see a lot of the names, Sally. Awesome, so cool. Okay, so I wanted to continue to talk about this idea of being where we are and finding stability and blissfulness where we are, no matter where that is. One of my favorite yoga books is, I'm forgetting the name now, I think it's Coming into Stillness by Eric Schiffman, and he has a lot of it online. So if you want to do some reading, if you Google Coming into Stillness by Eric Schiffman, there's a bunch of really good material on there. But he talks about this spinning top, and he says that life is always moving, but we're trying to find the stillness in it. So if I imagine a spinning top and I imagine I have like a seat on the spinning top that's on the outskirts of it, and life is the spin, it's going to be a really erratic ride as I'm like flailing around in circles. But if I can center myself on the top, life will still happen, the pulsations of nature will still happen, but I'll be able to experience more stillness as that movement's happening. So that's what I'm going to be working with today. This idea of drawing ourselves into stillness. The other way I've been thinking about it, and I've shared this in some classes recently, and I love it so much, I think it's going to be my next tattoo, but it's of a bee on a flower. So I've been thinking about like be here now, but be like spelled like a bee, B-E-E, like be the bee on the flower, and whatever flower you happen to be on in that moment, can you take the essence, can you take the nectar, in yoga we call it the rasa, can you take the juicy knowledge from whatever is happening? So even if it's kids screaming or no work, or, you know, there's so many things happening right now, but how can you be in that moment and take the nectar that's there and not needing the next thing? My kids have been playing make-believe a lot as we're just like quarantined at the house, and I've been eavesdropping, and I've noticed a really big thing that keeps happening is Sage keeps pretending to be a teenager. Like he just really wants to be a teenager, and it's just like that tendency of we don't want to be where we are, we want to be at the next thing. We don't want to be here where it's snowing, we want it to be next week when it's sunny. We don't want to be here under quarantine, we want to go to California next week, you know, whatever it is. So that need of scattering to the outskirts, that makes things more erratic. So come into your center and let's find the blissfulness that's there. Okay, so if you're just hopping on, we're going to use a strap. So a towel's a great work for a strap. Okay, come up to standing. Okay, feel your feet on the floor. Take your feet about hip distance apart. Push through the toes, the balls of the feet, the heels. Push through your feet so much you feel like there's an energy drawing you more towards the sky. And as you inhale, stretch your arms up towards the sky, thumbs face towards the wall behind you. Stretch up. And as you exhale, draw your hands through heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, hands through heart center. Last one. Inhale, come all the way up. This time as you exhale, fold forward, touch the floor, bend your knees so that you can touch the floor easily. Let your head hang heavy. Draw your shoulders up towards your hips. Inhale, take your hands to the top of your thighs and stretch your chest forward. Get a nice long spine as opposed to a rounded spine. And then take your hands to your hips and come back up to standing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stretch your chest forward away from your thighs, open heart. Take your hands to your hips, come all the way up and stretch up. And last one, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Take your hands to your hips, come all the way up. Exhale, and then inhale, stretch your arms up. Thumbs are turned towards the wall behind you. Take your left hand to your right wrist and stretch up and over to your left. Push down through your right foot more and begin to wake up all of this side of the right side body. And come back up through center, switch your hand. Right thumb towards the wall behind you, left hand holds, right hand holds left wrist, stretch up and over. Push down through your left foot. Come all the way up, hands in front of your heart. Awesome, bring your hands onto your hips and look at one spot. This is what we talked about in last Saturday's class, about if your eyes steady at one point, it helps your mind steady. And this concentration is really needed right now because we have so much stuff coming at us. So let today help you concentrate. Look at one thing, push through your right foot and lift your left leg up. One thing that's great about doing this at home is when we don't have the competition that happens when we're in class. Even if we don't think we're doing it, oftentimes we're allowing what's happening around us to influence us. So you can fall and it's no big deal. Switch sides, left foot down, left toes down, heel down, push down. I've just learned it's much harder to mirror when there's not actually people in front of me. So my sides will probably be wrong, but that's okay. You can see if you can move the leg around a little bit without falling. Just rooting down to get taller. Okay, first side again. Stand at the front of the mat if you're not already there. Push down through your right foot, lift up through your left knee. And then we're gonna come into tree. So you could bring your left foot down here by your ankle. The only place you can't have it is on your knee. And then begin to squeeze your foot and your thigh together. There's a principle in Anusara called muscular energy to the midline. Bring your hands together, push your hands together, and allow this pressure to draw you into this place that's stable. And continue to breathe. Really nice. We're going to transition back to lunge. So lift up your left knee, bend your right knee, slowly step yourself back to your lunge. When you get back to your lunge, you don't have to stay wherever you landed. So you could widen your stance or you can shorten it. Find a place where it's easy to balance, then push through your feet, stretch your arms up. When I practice at my house, I'm almost always closing my eyes and practice finding this calmness within instead of being distracted by all the things around me. Take your right hand to your right hip, curl your right shoulder back, and lift your left arm up, stretch up and over to the right as you push down through your feet. Right, come back through center, left hand on your hip. We're going to be working into some heart openers. So instead of the left shoulder being forward, pull it back, right arm up, stretch up and over to the left. Right, come back through center, hinge at your hips, plant your hands, step back to plank, top of a push-up. You could skip all of these vinyasas and just sit down for them if you'd like. I like to take my knees to the floor, bend your elbows and pause. Keep squeezing the shoulders away from the floor and then come all the way down to your belly. Shoulders still up. A big tendency is people come here and they're like, yes, I made it. Keep the shoulders up. Squeeze your legs together, push the toes down. Try to drag yourself forward as you push your heart forward. A few rounds of breath here. As you exhale, push back through hands and knees, downward facing dog. Look forward at your hands. You want your hands about outer shoulder distance wide, so not really narrow, a little bit wide. Index knuckle finger pushes down into the floor. And then from your hands, you pull into your heart and the scapula tips draw towards each other. Look forward at the bottom of your exhale, step your feet forward, Uttanasana. Standing forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, pull belly button to spine, come up to standing. Great, push through the left foot, lift your right foot up. And then come into tree. Squeeze in with your legs, push with your feet, push in with your hands. Imagine you're on that top, a top that's spinning at high speed with lots of uncertain variables, but it doesn't seem as erratic because of the alignment that you've taken on with the movement. You're centering. Okay, lift up the left foot, start to step it back. Watch out for any cords that might be on your body. Okay. Hands on your hips. Inhale, stretch your arms up towards the sky. Making sure. There's lots of comments going on over there. Okay. Now take right hand to your hip, Look at your shoulder. So many times we don't know what's happening because we haven't looked at it. Look at your shoulder and notice if the head of the arm bone's coming forward. I think of it as like a door knot. And pull it back, forward, back. Keep it back. Left arm up, stretch up and over. Yes, this is your right arm. Come back up through center. Right hand on your hip, left arm up, right shoulder back. Lengthen as you push, chin stays tucked. Common misalignment, people make it, they lift with their chin. Try to lengthen through the head. Right, come back up through center. Hinge forward, plant your hands. Step back to a plank. We're gonna switch it up this time. So again, you could just sit. Practice being okay with not doing this part, where I'm throwing in some challenging things as well. So it might be the right decision for you to be like, I'll just watch and wait and breathe, okay? So we're gonna do some side planks. So knees down, knees together, squeezing. Hands strong, index, knuckle, fingers down. We're gonna take both of the feet to the right. My left knee is gonna lift. And then left hand to the hip. Squeeze, push. You can squeeze hand to knee. It's another way of drawing into the midline. You should feel some strength that comes with it. Shoulders pulling open. Come back through modified plank. Both feet to the left. Right knee stacks on top of left knee. Push through the hand. Draw left hand and knee towards each other. Ribs lift. Come back through center one more time. So what you want to watch out for is that you're not doing this and turning with the shoulder. Squeeze the shoulder back. Stretch the arm up or over. Every pose is like a new flower. Get the juice from the pose that we're on. Come back through center. Left hand down, right arm up or over. Scapula tips drawing down and together. Really nice. Come back. Downward facing dog. Push the hips back and up as you pull the chest forward, creating more length. And then look forward, bottom of your exhale, step or hop your feet forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Get up high enough that you have your lumbar curve, pull your belly button to your spine, then come up to standing. Kind of like shake that out a little bit. We're gonna do something real similar to that again. So stand on your right foot, lift up your left knee, find your spot of concentration, and then reach down with your left hand and grab your foot. You could also take your towel and wrap it around your foot if that's far away. So as we work on hugging the midline here, the knee is going to want to widen. So squeeze your left knee in until it's underneath your left hip. Imagine you had a block between your legs and the legs were squeezing towards each other. And then push down through both legs. Right hand on the hip, push your shoulders forward. And then pull the shoulders back as you lift the heart up. Forward, back. Train this back position. All right, release the foot. Slowly step back, lunge. Lower the left knee down to the floor. You can use your towel for some cushion. And then come up to your Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Instead of dropping, squeeze your left knee towards your right heel, and that should help the hips stay elevated. And then hands on your hips again. So right hand stays down, right shoulder stays back, left arm up and over. Keep pushing down. Come back up through center. Back hand, left hand on your hip, right arm up and over. Right, come back through center. Hinge forward, plant your hand, step back to plank. Decide if you want to move through this. Decide if you want knees up or knees down, lower down. Keep your shoulders lifting up, toenails on the floor. Inhale, lift up, no hands. This is really good for strengthening the muscles on the back that are gonna get lazy with all of the Netflix watching that might be happening. Squeeze shoulders, push your head back, and then plant your hands. Don't come up any higher, but pull length through your spine and squeeze the shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Feel the heartbeat, feel your breath. See if you can begin to slow both of them down. Look forward, bottom of your exhale, bring your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen. Stabilize belly to spine. Exhale, come up to standing. Push down through the left foot, lift the right knee up. Once you have established some balance, catch right foot with the right hand. Squeeze the knee in towards the midline and peel open the shoulders. And you imagine that you're taking your energy from the periphery, from thinking about all the things, and consolidating it at your center. Nice, release the foot, slow motion, step back. Lower your right knee down to the floor. Push down through your left foot and your right knee and try to pull them towards each other, right? Like there's a line underneath your hips. You're trying to pull both of your legs there. And then left hand on your hip, right arm up and over. Come back up through center. Right hand on your hip, left arm. Imagine your right shoulder is staying back and you're slightly turning your sternum up towards the sky without letting the right shoulder move. Okay, come back up through center, hinge forward. We're gonna do our side arm balance play here. So you could repeat what we did the first time, staying on the knees, or you can come up to the toes. Squeeze the feet towards each other. So here's another option. You could have wide feet. We'll do this one together first. Wide feet. Take both of your heels to the right. So you're on the pinky edge of your right foot, inner edge of the left foot. Push down. Right shoulder squeezes back. It stays there as the sternum turns up. Then come back through center. Second side, heels to the left, pinky toe side of the left foot, inner edge of the right foot. Hands on the hip, maybe reach up. Right, come back through center. One more time, you can repeat it like that, or you can squeeze your feet together. Roll over onto the pinky toe side of the right foot, so now both feet are stacked. Push down, squeeze hand to foot, squeeze legs together. From the stability, open. Come back through center, pinky toe side of left foot. Especially if you're falling or you're not meeting your own expectations, that's exactly the kind of work we're doing. When you're in the moment you're in and it's not looking the way you want it, can you still be there and get the juice out of the experience? Great. Come back through center, seated meditation. So sitting however you want. any leg position, but upright spine, super important. Eyes closed. Developing the skill of self-soothing. Being able to calm yourself down, slow your heart rate, slow your breath, steady your mind. Right, downward facing dog. Look forward, bring your feet forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, belly button to spine. Exhale, come on up. We're gonna do one more round like this. Stand on your right foot, lift your left foot up. Bend your right knee like you're sitting in a chair, and then cross your legs so much so that your left toes can touch on the opposite side of your right foot. So this is stage one, but sit low. A lot of times people just try to stand. That ain't it. Sit low. You want to open your arms and then go left arm under right arm. And then you can stay here, or you can bring the back of your hands together, or the left hand comes towards your face and then clasp on the other side of the right hand. Either for legs, stay here at the toes on the floor, or squeeze the toe in. I'm trying to encourage people to move away from this wrap. So I think it can kind of twist the knee weird. I think it's more effort and skill to squeeze pinky toe into shin, thighs in together, ribs in together, scapula tips in together, arms in together. Being steady and calm even when you can't see what's in front of you. All right, and then keep the arms, release the leg, step the left foot back. I'm gonna rotate. Turn your left heel down so you're in warrior two legs. Left pinky toes parallel to the outside edge of the back edge of your mat. Front knees over your ankle. Draw your legs towards each other. Lift up through your spine and then tip up and back a little bit. And then come forward, tip forward. Lengthen through the head, come on up. Now take left hand to your hip, stretch the right arm. Left shoulder pulls back. It's about length more than depth. Come forward, elbow to thigh. Push down, squeeze the right shoulder back. Rotate up. All right, plant your hands. Step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. As you draw into this more centered place, create this feeling of knowing that you're safe. Okay, look forward, bottom of the exhale, step or float. Inhale, lengthen. Take a few extra moments here, really push the head of the finger bones back as you pull the belly and stretch forward. Okay, take your hands to your hips. Come on up. Okay. Second side, stand on the left foot. Lower down. Step your right foot over your left foot. Eagle legs. Open your arms, right arm under left. Hands up. Try to sit low as you pull your spine up. If your elbows are down, the shoulders will come forward. So take your elbows up higher than your armpits and then pull the head of the arm bones back to lift the chest up. Now release, keep the arms, step back with the leg, ground the right heel, second warrior pose. Peek at your left knee. You want the left knee over your ankle, which is often wider than the knee will tend to go. And then lengthen up, tip up and back a little bit. And come forward. And come on back, hand on your hip, reverse warrior two. Then come forward, elbow on your thigh, shoulder back, stretch up and over or up. Okay, plant your hands, step back to plank, lower down. Come all the way to your belly. We're gonna do a no hand cobra. Legs squeeze together, belly pulls in, inhale, lift. Now take your hands to your hips and try to push your hips away from you as you stretch your chest forward. Shoulders squeeze up and back. And plant your hands, pull. And then sit back, seated meditation. I've been teaching Zoom yoga classes for my kids' school recently. Normally I go in and teach his school yoga, so it's been fun to still connect to the kiddos during this time. And we've been doing our class, and then throughout the class, I'll say chaos, and we stand up and we spin around, and then I say meditate, and it's training the same idea of can you go from something happening that's unpredictable, something that kind of knocks you off of your center, and then more quickly return, again and again coming back. This place inside of us always present, where truth and wisdom and bliss always is. In order to access that, we have to discern between what's real and not real. There's a ton of like fake news out there. So how can you see what's real, see the portal that's going to take you deeper into yourself, into a blissfulness, into us all connecting and helping each other as humans rise up better in this time. Okay, we're going to do something called cow face. So I'm going to show you some modifications for this. I like a block. I'm going to not use one, which I'll show you it. But so I normally, let's do right leg over left. So this is the way I normally do it. I sit on the block long ways and flat. Can you see it? Here. Knees stacked. If you have a pillow, I put a pillow under there. I won't do it since I'm assuming lots of you guys don't have blocks. So hips on the floor, but sometimes knees don't like this. So if the bottom knee doesn't like this, you can extend the bottom leg forward. And bring your hands to your top knee and pull your chest up. Try to widen your shoulders. Normally the shoulders come forward and narrow. Try to push them away from each other and then draw them back a little bit. Eyes closed, gazing up towards this third eye space, place that can give us the access to experience more clarity. And work on this, your flower breath of inhaling, feeling yourself growing and rooting into whatever is present. And then exhale, growing up. Inhale, rooting, grounding, expanding. And letting whatever is in the moment to help lift you up higher. Okay, nice, open your eyes. We're gonna do something I call prone pec stretch prep. If you've taken my yoga classes, we've probably done this because I love it. We're gonna take our left arm out to the side, our right knee still on top. And the shoulder tends to come forward. So we're gonna lift the shoulder up a little bit towards the ear, and then we're gonna push the shoulder towards the elbow, up and out. This is gonna create space. It's like the prerequisite needed before we can take the shoulder back. And squeeze the shoulder back. And then an extra one for you yoga nerds out there is tip of the scapula slides a little bit more towards the midline of the heart. Now look at your shoulder. The head of the shoulder should be flowing backwards instead of pushing forward. Look at it and don't let that shoulder change at all. Grab your left rib and then try to twist your chest to the left, but keep pushing the right elbow to the right. Nose stays facing in direction of the sternum. And this probably isn't going to be a big movement, but you should feel stretches and a fatigue as you're doing a new pattern. Now stay here, but extend your left arm out to the side. The arm stays the same, the shoulder still pulling back, you're still reaching out through the arm, and you're twisting your chest away from your shoulder. Okay, come on out. Now we're gonna lift up the right leg. If your left leg was extended, pull it back in. My right foot's gonna widen, so it's about in line with my left foot, and I'm gonna turn to the right hand on the floor. It's kind of like this kind of posture. Now this is the shoulder I don't want to be training. So push down through your hand. You can do that a few times. Work on pushing down. And then in the push, squeeze the shoulder back. So it's the same thing as the push out and then squeeze the shoulder back. Now we have something to push into. Push into the floor, squeeze the shoulder back. Don't let the shoulder move. Take your right hand to your knee and then try to turn your chest towards the right, but don't let the shoulder move. Head tries to stay back in alignment with the rest of the spine. It doesn't tip up. It doesn't come forward. You can stay here. You can push down through the right foot and the left knee. I tend to draw my knee in a little bit for a modified wild thing. We're really working on training the arm. Push through the hand, squeeze the shoulder back, revolve the torso up. Right, and lower down. Second side. Left knee on the bottom. If this is your right leg on the bottom, or right leg extends forward, left knee crosses over. You want both of your hips to be on the floor and you want the opposite foot on the outside of your hip. Hands on the knees, close your eyes. And you might be able to identify some of the moments that you don't particularly like, that you know you try to rush through. So like one for me is playing make-believe with my kids. I love my kids, love playing with my kids, but like make-believe of making up stories as I play with action figures drains my energy so quickly. I only have like max 10 minutes of that in me. So that's been something I've been trying to do and being like, okay, this is the moment you're in. This is what's happening. You don't like it. That's okay. But like, be here, extract the juice, you know? Okay, let's do the second side. So we're going to take our right arm out to the side. Elbow is in line with the shoulder. I like to start with my shoulder drawn up a little bit towards the ear and then push the shoulder towards the elbow. One way people cheat is they just lean their body to the right, so the elbow moves, but no width happens. So it's an up and out. And now you have this pocket to move back into. So now squeeze the right shoulder back. And if you were to take your fingertips, you'd find like a little divot between your pec and your deltoid. Now keep that there. Doesn't matter how far you turn. All that matters is that you're training the shoulder to stay in this position, into this connection of the heart. It's like training yourself. Be connected to your heart even as you read that article the 10th person sent you. Okay, shoulder back, then turn. And find your range. How much can you turn your chest to the left while keeping your right shoulder pulled back? Keep extending out through the right elbow as you turn. And then extend the arms. So this is setting us up for some side plank work. Push out through the arm, squeeze the shoulder back, and rotate the chest. Okay, nice. I'll do it with the legs unwound. So my left foot's gonna come over, slightly forward of my right foot. I'm gonna turn to my right, lean, and remind myself this isn't the kind of alignment I want to take with my body. It's also having the discipline of what kind of alignment do we want to be taking with our mind and our heart. I'll push down, drop, push down, push down. When you push down, something should come up. And then squeeze back into the pocket of your shoulder socket. And right hand holds the knee. Begin to twist your chest without letting your shoulder come with you. Notice if you try to stop breathing, keep growing and expanding. Nice. Then from here you can stay or you can push down. Shoulder stays back. Really nice. And release. And we're going to do that same arm thing, but in some standing poses. So let's step your right foot forward towards the front of your yoga mat. Lift up your left leg, left knee, ground your left heel down, second warrior pose. So for a quick refresher, take your right arm out to the side. We push out through the forearm. We squeeze the shoulder back, and then we rotate the chest away from the shoulder. Now we're going to hinge forward. This is the collapse. So push down, squeeze the shoulder back, then rotate the sternum up. You could also do this by taking your hand down more to the floor. Inhale, breathing down into your belly, down into your feet. Exhale, pulling the spine, belly in, lengthening through the head. As you inhale, unwind, come back to your high runner's lunge. Now we're going to widen the left hand. And we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to turn my chest to the right. I don't want my shoulder to come with me, so I'm going to push through my left hand. I'm going to squeeze my left shoulder back. I'm going to keep that there, keep the left hip lifting, and then rotate my spine to the right. Legs squeezing towards each other. And unwind. Great. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot back. Second warrior pose. Left elbow comes out to the side. Push out through the forearm. Squeeze the left shoulder back. Rotate your chest away from your shoulder. Hinge forward, modified Parsvakonasana. Push through the forearm. Squeeze the shoulder back. Rotate up. Reach up. Push through your feet and pull your feet towards each other so you feel the inner thighs strengthen. Maybe hand comes to the floor. And then high runner's lunge twist, pivoting on the ball of the back foot. Widen your right hand. Turn your chest to the left. Push through the right hand, squeeze your right shoulder back, spin up. Try to keep your back hip lifting. I've had some requests for a twisty class. That's probably coming. If you have any requests, send them to me. Really nice, downward facing dog. Okay, we're gonna use our blanket now, or our cushion. And put your cushion down. Step your right foot forward. You can also fold your mat over. And you can just imagine this if you want. Let's go hands on the hips first. And with the hands on the hips, point your elbows towards the wall behind you, and then push your shoulders forward and then pull them back. So we're always trying to create this shoulder back motion. Start to be aware of every time your shoulder goes forward. It could be the same kind of awareness you develop every time you feel your mind like spinning to fear. You're like, hold on, mind, let me position you back. Not helpful if I'm only acting from fear. How can I plug into my heart? Draw your shoulders back. Okay. And reach back with your back hand to your back foot, left hand to left foot. So bend the elbow, activate the foot, squeeze the shoulder back. It's a little bit more accessible if you turn your chest towards your back leg. You can stay here or you can spin forward. You could also work with taking your second hand back. It really depends on your practice. If you're newer to practice, this is probably not like something I would try. When that foot starts to dance, it's a reminder to push down harder. Release the foot. Lift up your back knee, pivot both of your feet to the left, wide leg forward fold. Little bend in your knees, so the knees tip forward as the sit bones draw up, and then draw the shoulders away from the ears and up towards the back of the heart. All right, straighten your arms, walk your hands up to your thighs. Then come all the way up to standing. We're gonna do goddess pose. Heels turn in, not extreme. Sometimes people take this like advanced ballet. Not all the way out, just a little bit. And then the knees bend, and the knees are bending in the direction of the pinky toes. So we want the knees and the feet facing in the same direction, and the pelvis floor neutral to the floor. Okay, and then we're gonna do that same shoulder action here. So come forward, right elbow to the thigh. Push down, squeeze the shoulder back, and come back up through center. Hands on your hips, squeeze the shoulders back, and then to the left. Come back through center. And to the right. This time your arm could lift. And back to center. Left. Back to center. One more time, right. Or over. Back to center. Left. Over. And back to center. Whew. Stand on up. Turn your feet forward. Grab your strap if you got it. We're going to clasp our hands behind our strap. I'm going to turn around. So normally if you go for the full bind, it's the hardest position for you to keep your shoulders stay still forward. So hands wide, pull the shoulders back. You can stay here. You can walk your hands more together. But shoulders spread. Elbows face straight backwards. They don't turn in towards each other. They don't straighten all the way. Hinge forward. Push through the feet. Keep squeezing the shoulders back. Lift your hands up to the sky and try to pull your arms up. Elbows stay bent as you lengthen your head down and push your feet down. All right, release. Pivot your right foot back to the front of the room. We're going to do Parsvakonasana. Bend your right knee, ground your left heel. Hand comes to the floor inside of the foot or elbow to the thigh. For a moment, open up. Feel that your chest can rotate open more. and your legs have the steadiness to support you. Great. And then we're going to switch sides, so come on down. I'm going to spin around so my chest stays facing you. Right knee on the cushion, left foot forward, hands on your hips. Shoulders draw back, breathe. Push through the legs, squeeze the legs towards each other. Find your one spot to look at. Either just imagine you're doing the quad stretch or reach back for your right foot. Nice. You can do that. You can practice keeping the right shoulder back in its socket as you turn the sternum forward. Right, release. We're going to come back to our forward fold, pivoting both of the feet, bowing forward, pushing through the feet, drawing the shoulders up and together. Grab your strap, come up halfway. Actually, we're not going to use the strap right away, so leave it on the floor. Come all the way up, heels together. This is a breath work that's really good for your immune system and really good for kind of pumping and strengthening your lungs. So it's breath of fire as the tongue sticks out. This is one I haven't been driving, but this is one I normally do when I'm driving. I just drive around. If you see me, I might be doing that. So bend your knees. Stretch your arms up ahead. Take your fingertips over your head. And we're going to do that panting breath with your tongue out. Close your eyes, look towards your third eye. Keep going. Get your navel to move. Every exhale, belly pulls in. Inhale, hold your breath. Exhale, release. That'd be a good one to do. Get your kids to do it. Kids love that one. Okay, we're gonna interlace our hands behind our back again. So you could still use the strap. So I think you should make the decision if you're using the strap on if you can keep your shoulders back. If the shoulders are coming forward and you're like, no, I must hold my hands, don't do it. Or like, no, use the strap. It's a great tool. If you can hold your hands with your heart still open, then you can do that now, okay? So either holding your hands or holding the strap, pull your chest open, push through your feet, and then bow forward. I rotated. Knuckles stretch towards the sky, push strongly through your feet, lengthen through the crown of your head. And then release. Parsvakonasana, left foot spins forward, left knee over your ankle, right heel down, elbow to your thigh, or fingertips to the floor. You should be having more access to pulling the chest open. Squeeze your legs together. That gives you freedom. The discipline, the structure allows for freedom. Really nice. Come on up. Okay. Oh. So I'm going to give you some options. I'm recognizing there's a lot of people viewing this or going to view this who want different things, who have different levels of practice, okay? So the first thing is just meditation. Like really, that's like the best thing we can be doing is meditating and coming to a place inside that's calm. Yoga is a great way to kind of train meditation. So it works, yoga poses, but you could just sit and meditate, okay? Or you can do a side arm bounce. So the first one we're gonna do is tree. So you could even spin both of your shins and then take like tree like this. And then hold this and practice your staying power. You could also come into the tree, or you roll to the pinky edge of the right foot and then bring your leg up to tree. Staying power. Or you can practice your midline strength. One is not better than the other. Squeeze your legs together. And then come to the other side. Oh, I just realized these pants are a little slippery. Squeeze in. So try that on your right side, either coming into tree or any side balance or meditate, or come into tree. Hold it for a moment on the pinky toe side and then spin to the inner edge. Really squeeze your legs together. Okay, and we'll do it on the other side. So maybe choosing one of the modifications, or rolling to the pinky toe side of the left foot. My left pinky toe pushes down. I always imagine it like a karate kid, constantly karate kicking the floor. You could just do standing tree. Whew. See, fun and unpredictable. Okay, next one, same thing, same option. You can either do a side plank, any variation, side plank holding eagle legs, or a side plank on the outside and inside of the foot. So start with the right foot. I like to come into it from downward facing dog. It's crossing the left leg over the right, squeezing pinky toe into shin. Knees are bent, booty up, core in. Roll over to the pinky toe side edge of the foot. Well, a lot of this is just for fun, you know, but you need to be playful and do things to like keep you having fun. Okay, here's the harder one. Inner edge. Okay, downward facing dog, second side. Pinky toe edge. Inner edge. Oh, it feels so good. And come on out. Okay, seated meditation. Notice what's present in this moment, what was real for you in those past two poses. I find myself always being like, I'm just trying to be in the present moment and being happy with what's there. And it's easy when a lot of the stuff that's in the present moment like meets my expectations. But then something will happen and I don't like it and it's super uncomfortable and it's painful. And that's where the real work is like, okay, I couldn't do that pose, or I don't like that I'm locked in my house all day with my kids, or I'm freaking out in this moment. That's really where it's like, okay, that's the flower I'm on. I don't need to change it. I don't need to figure it out. I can just like be here and not close off in some way. Not try to rush on to the next thing. We're going to be working into some bound poses. I'll give modifications. That's why we have our strap/towel with us. I love bound poses. I always come back again and again to bound poses when I feel like there's something in my life that feels restricting. You know, so just like how many of us aren't allowed to, well, probably all, aren't allowed to live our life the way we normally do. We're not allowed to go certain places, see certain people in the way that we're used to. That's really constrictive, being told you can't leave your house. So that's the flower you're on. How can you still expand? So in these bound poses where it's like you're balancing on your feet and your arms are like wrapped behind you, and it seems like this really like intense contracted pose, how can you be in that experience and expand? And maybe it's in your body, maybe you can still find openness, you can still open your chest, but maybe it's even more so in your mind. Can you be in this pose that just feels like not what you would prefer to be doing on a Saturday morning, but still in your mind, be able to center yourself in the situation that's going on, where you can still find this happiness that doesn't change when you're doing a pose really well or you're not doing a pose, or when you're hugging your friends, or when you're told you can only FaceTime them. Okay, so we're gonna do it in modified version first. So I'm gonna be facing you kneeling. Ideally, you'd have another pillow here for the knee that's on the bottom. So if you have another cushion you could throw under, I think I'll just like double over my knee. My foot's gonna be a little bit further forward than it has been today. And I'm gonna come into modified Parsvakonasana with my right forearm on my thigh, my left hand on my hip. Push the shoulders forward. This is like, comes with the feeling of like life sucks, and this is like, I got this. Okay, so do the I got this. And then we're gonna take the strap with the left hand and we're gonna toss it behind. So you can kind of see it underneath your right thigh. And then you're just gonna hold towards the end of it. So I still want you to be pretty much in this pose. So you hold the strap, you're not giving yourself a wedgie, you're like up here more, and then peel open. If you want, you can go deeper, you can bow in and you can walk your right hand up higher, up the strap. And then again, not a wedgie. Get low. And then still pulling the shoulder back. Maybe you want to come low again and hook hands. This is your practice though. No one's seeing what you're doing. Use the strap. Expand in your body. Expand in your mind. Expand in your heart. Be present. Don't be thinking, what am I getting out of this? Okay, but it's now. We're gonna do the same leg, but we're gonna do it on, actually let's repeat, let's switch. So come to the right knee. Left foot wide. The strap is in your right hand. Left arm on your thigh, push through the forearm. Squeeze the shoulder back. Open the heart, descend the knee over the ankle. Look at one spot, it's gonna be helpful. And then hinge forward enough to swing the strap into your left hand, but still have your left forearm on the thigh. If you want, you can go deeper, kind of hinging forward, walking your left hand further up the strap. I'll show you what this one looks like from the back. Maybe do no strap. And release. Okay. You could repeat that again, or come up right foot forward. Second warrior pose. Strap in the left hand. You have to push through your feet and squeeze them in. That's what keeps the hips buoyant. Like it gives you more room for working under here. Come forward, take your strap, strong legs, pull your spine forward. Decide how close you want to hold your hands. If this is like no problem for you at all, do it with your eyes closed. And release your strap, release your hands. Walk your back foot back a little bit. Trikonasana. This hand, right hand, could be on a block. This is just to get a little bit more stretch through the body. And then second side, left foot steps forward, right foot back. I'm just pivoting so I can stay facing the camera. Hinge forward. All right, drop the strap. Come on down. Start with more distance to begin with. Make it easier for yourself to do the pose. And then maybe decide to deepen. Feel your breath, feel your heartbeat, the two constants. Always helping to pull your energy to the midline, condensing it at the center. Okay. Trikonasana, left hand comes down. I like to widen my back foot so the floor seems closer. Stretch up, reach. Push through your legs, lengthen through the crown of your head. Really nice. Oh. Then come all the way up to standing. I call this peel the banana, and it's just another one kind of reopen up. So palms face towards each other, thumbs lead up, thumbs lead up. At the top, hands flip to the outside of the room, pinky fingers lead down. Keep your core pulled in so you don't back bend too much there. This flower idea is really similar to a lotus. You know, the lotus grows from the nutrients that are present. And the nutrients that tend to be present for the lotus are like the mud and the shit and the gunk at the bottom of the lake. That it uses that stuff, that like uncomfortable stuff, and it blooms in what's present. Okay, let's do some shaking. Widen your legs, start bouncing. This has been like a daily practice of mine. Eyes closed, heels kind of bounce, feel it reverberate up the crown of your head. You like add some other movements. So if you can not open your eyes to see what I'm doing, unless you're not moving much, then get inspiration from me. Let's see how like wildly you can move your body, like you're shaking off the accumulated stress. All right, standing, hands on your heart. Connecting to this teacher, Om Namah Shivaya, that's always present, has the qualities of truthfulness, consciousness, deep knowing, and bliss. Always present, deeply peaceful, doesn't depend on anything, twinkles. It's like the radiance in your eyes after you meditate. Okay, last one that I'm loving, and we'll do some stuff on the floor, is this clear the desk. So be mindful of your knees and your hips. You don't want to twist in a way that you can injure yourself. So I bend my knees, try to keep my legs pretty centered, and then inhale, pull your arms up, exhale, sweep the desk. And inhale. Either stay standing or have a seat. Hands on your heart. Still feeling this eagle one. Hands crossed, thumbs hooked. Move closer to your center. I wanted to read this quote from Masaru Emoto. He's the guy who wrote The Secret Life of Water book about how the water particles change depending on environments it's in. Super interesting book. Okay, so if you feel lost, disappointed, hesitant, or weak, return to yourself, to who you are, here and now. And when you get there, you will discover yourself like a lotus flower in full bloom, even in a muddy pond, beautiful and strong. Have your hands together. We're not done. This is the other thing I just remembered that I love. So hopefully your hands are clean. It shouldn't be touching your face, but you make your fingertips like, I call them bird beaks, so the thumbs and the fingertips come together. And you're gonna take them over your eyes and into the temples and down and around the ears, and the hands on the shoulders and like ground you. And then the hands slide one in front of the other. We'll do that like 5 more times. So, fingertips to inner eyes, wipe away what's not needed. Down and around the ears. Push on the shoulders. Hands on your heart. Eyes, ears, shoulders, heart. Eyes, ears, shoulders, heart. Eyes, ears, shoulders, heart. Last one. And set your eyes open. Come to lay down on your back. Open your arms up wide and then bend your elbows like a cactus. Pull your belly button to your spine and push your sit bones to the floor. Then spread your toes, feet hip distance apart. Take both of your knees over to the right. Feet are active. Keep squeezing the left shoulder into the back of the heart. And take both of your knees back to center. Over to the left, right shoulder, extra grounded. Nose facing up to the sky, head pushing into the floor. Again to the right. This time you can take your left knee on top of your right thigh so you get a little bit more rotation through the chest or the belly, but only opening up as much as you can maintain left shoulder on the floor. And imagine you're pushing your elbows away from each other, getting more space. And take your knees to the left, either windshield wiper or stack them. Right shoulder stays down, shoulders, elbows spread. Okay, come back through center. We're gonna do a variation of Supta pigeon or sleeping pigeon. Normally when I see people teach sleeping pigeon, I see them go heel to the knee, and then they like encourage this knee to push forward. And I think that that can be pretty damaging on the knee. So let's cross your right foot over your left knee, and then keep sliding your foot. So you're somewhere between that and cross legs. So your left knee is coming up like halfway on the outer edge of your right shin. And your knee, your right knee is going to be pulling into the midline versus pushing away. And then lift your left knee up. I like to wrap both of my arms around. You can either wrap them around, so mine goes around the outer right thigh, which is also unusual compared to the way it's normally done, and hold on to the back of your thigh or hold on to the front of your left shin. Shoulders pull down. Keep trying to untuck your butt. So push your sitting bones down to the floor. You're trying to do cat or cow posture. And this should stretch a little bit different part of the right hip, and it should be very protective for the right knee. Okay, and then two options. You can come back, cross the legs fully, take both cross legs over to the left and do like a eagle leg twist, or from this variation of reclined pigeon, you can reach down with your right hand and hold your left foot. Left hand comes to the right knee, and then the left knee points forward. So you're gonna be doing a quad stretch on the left knee as you pull the right leg across the body. This is my favorite version of the twist. Shoulders broad, shoulders back, but any supta twist is great here. Big breaths, inhaling, expanding into your low back, your pelvis. Exhale, pulling your belly button to the spine, lengthening up through the heart. Your next inhale, unwind. We'll do that supta pigeon. Supta just means reclined pigeon on the second side. So the left leg lifts up, it crosses over significantly up the outer left shin. And the right knee lifts, arms reach around. It's a good habit to always flex and spread the toes to protect the knees. And then more important than how close you can get your chest, the knees to the chest, is continuing to push your pelvis down to the floor. And then we'll move into a twist, either that eagle cross leg twist, knees to the right, or reaching down with your left hand, holding the right foot, right knee extends to the front of the room, right hand pulls left knee across the body, back of the left ribs pulled to the floor, both shoulders stay grounded. Deep breaths. Expanding into a pose that should feel more contracted. Really nice inhale, come back through center. Soles of the feet on the floor. Scoop your butt under so your low back flattens. If you're wondering why I'm wearing my same pink pants as last week, someone told me they couldn't see me in black pants. I'm realizing you can't really see me in this gray shirt either. But scoop your butt under so there's no space under your back, and then push your butt down so there's a little space under your back. Let's do that a few times. And then keep pushing your butt down. Hold your knees wide in them and pull them down towards your armpits. Again, more important than like getting your knees way down, but your butt lift is keeping the hips down. You can stay here holding the knees, shoulders wide and relaxed. You can bring the soles of the feet to the floor and hold the outside or inside edge. Lengthening down through the back of the pelvis, breathing into your low back, breathing all the way up into the collarbones, out in all directions, expanding wherever you are. Bring the knees together, hold the knees, draw them in a circle. And massaging up the low back. You can continue to do this with your legs, or you can release your hands down, making your knees as big or as small. The circle, try to avoid letting the ribs lift up significantly. Keep your core strong, take the circle in the other direction. All right, and then extend your legs wide for Shavasana. Feet wide, hands wide, and like shake your toes back and forth where your head rocks. I'm a big fan of putting something on my belly like a pillow or a bolster or a blanket. And Shavasana is a perfect opportunity to really be here, to not be racing to what's going on next, not like, oh, I don't need to do the Shavasana part. Bring just enough awareness to notice if you've drifted somewhere else. You felt like bashing yourself or anything. Just bring yourself back to how it feels to consciously relax. Imagine you could release all of the tension from all parts of your body, your mind, your emotions, where you feel so open and expansive. And see if you can experience that bliss that's inside, that doesn't pulsate according to what's going on around you. Steady blissfulness can even increase when things are painful. Begin to deepen your breath. Move your toes and your fingers. Maybe stretch your arms towards the wall behind you, the toes to the wall in front of you. And then bend your knees, roll over to one side. Maybe imagine that you're rolling over from anything that was stressing you out too much yesterday. If you were having some kind of reaction to something in a way that wasn't helpful, doesn't mean you can't stay educated and informed, but recognizing when something's no longer helpful or supportive for you, maybe imagine that you're rolling away from that tendency today. And push yourself all the way up. Come into a seated meditation. Rooting down through your sitting bones, lifting up through the crown of your head. And take a moment to send love and compassion out to all beings everywhere. Sending the wish for everyone to be healthy and well. The wish for nobody to suffer. For everyone to feel loved and safe. Loved and safe. And draw your hands in front of your heart. A great mantra is Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. It's the mantra I have tattooed on my back. It means, may all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the action, words, and deeds of my own life contribute to that health and happiness for all. I'll end with one Om. Take a full breath in and out. In. Thank you for being with me live or watching this back later. It really means a lot to me that I can still be connecting with you guys even when I can't see you face to face. If you're taking these videos, send me a message so that I know that we're connecting out in the ethers. Okay. Namaste. If you'd like to donate to these videos, you can Venmo me at Yoga with Kim, and my last four numbers of my phone number are 8367, which they sometimes ask for. I'm going to check the messages, and if anyone wants to ask any questions, let's see. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for being here. Let me see if I can position this to me. What's everyone doing today? Anything fun? I get to teach teacher training via Zoom calls. So I'm excited to still be able to do that. Lisa, I'm so glad you're here. Hope you and your family are doing well up there in the Alps. It's nice you guys have the mountains to escape to. Diane, oh, this is so great. Thanks for being here. Hope Scott's mom is doing well. Natalia, awesome. Thank you, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, this is so cool. Modern times, man. I've been so opposed to doing live things like this. This has been what I needed to push me to do it. Megan. Megan, I can't wait to see what scarves you are creating and all of the crafts and bread that come out of this. Sage's, we've been letting Sage FaceTime with his best friend. It's like a flash into teenage years. His friend keeps calling. Please. Awesome. Thank you, Natalia. I think I will. This has been good. I'm getting a nature fix every day, and I sing the king time, the long time sun to the valley and planet. It's really powerful. Oh, I totally agree. Nature, the hardest part recently for me about being in has been the weather shifting. Like we're still getting out, it's just been harder. So I feel myself like wanting it to be sunny so I can go outside, but we're just bundling it up. But yeah, nature is saving me. And same with prayers and meditations about healing for everyone. I love the Long Time Sun. Kelly, have you done the, so the Long Time Sun's a really great song, but there's this way I've been doing it called celestial communication that is just so powerful for me. So you go, may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. I don't know, it gives me chills that the movements with that. Kelly, you should play around with that. You have a good day too. Today I'm making pizza and some mittens for a friend. Oh, that's great. I'm making khichdi. I'm really excited. My kids don't like khichdi a lot, which is like an Indian-based chicken noodle soup. But they're gonna have to learn to like it because we're not shopping anymore. This has been the first time I've left in a week to come to another empty building. Okay, if you guys have any requests, I'm open to them. And thank you guys so much for joining me. And thank you, Aaron, for providing this space and teaching me all this technology. I would not be able to do any of this without him. And I will see you guys next week. Oh, actually next Saturday, I'm not teaching. I'm gonna be taking a Kundalini teacher training via Zoom calls. So I won't be on here next Saturday, but I will be the Saturday after that. And I might be doing some Facebook Live shorter classes from my house if I can figure out how to do that with my kids. So yes, thank you. Namaste. Okay, now the hard part is stop. Also, we're gonna have a recorded class next Saturday. So stay tuned for more Saturday yoga. Thank you guys all for being here. It'll be a recorded class of me. Yes, awesome.